By the beginning of the 20th century, no empire in human history had ever reached the size and influence of the British Empire. It stretched across continents, controlled vital trade routes, and ruled over hundreds of millions of people. It was so vast that people proudly said, "The sun never sets on the British Empire." At its greatest extent, the British Empire governed nearly 1/4 of the Earth's land surface and almost 1/4 of the world's population. From Canada to Australia, from Egypt to India, British influence reached almost every corner of the globe. The heart of this enormous empire was London. It was the political, financial, and commercial center of the world. Banks financed global trade, factories powered industry, and ships carried British goods across every major ocean. Much of Britain's rise took place during the reign of Queen Victoria. Her era became known as the Victorian Age, a period marked by industrial progress, scientific discovery, economic growth, and the rapid expansion of the British Empire. The British Empire was built not only through military strength, but also through trade, naval power, and a vast network of colonies. Every new territory increased Britain's wealth, influence, and strategic power. Yet this extraordinary success would also create powerful rivals who were determined to challenge Britain's global dominance. One of the greatest engines behind Britain's global power was the British East India Company. Originally established for trade, it gradually became one of the most powerful commercial organizations in history. Its influence eventually extended far beyond business, shaping politics and controlling vast territories. India became the most valuable possession of the British Empire. It supplied cotton, tea, jute, spices, and countless other resources. British investments also expanded railways, ports, and administrative networks, making India a key part of the empire's economy. Raw materials flowed from the colonies to British factories, while finished products were exported back across the empire. This global trade network generated enormous wealth and strengthened Britain's position as the world's leading economic power. Protecting this enormous empire required the strongest navy on Earth. The Royal Navy dominated the world's oceans, guarded trade routes, and ensured that Britain's colonies remained connected. For decades, no other nation could match its naval strength. But Britain's dominance did not go unchallenged. A newly united Germany was growing rapidly in industry, technology, and military power. As Germany expanded its navy and economy, a dangerous rivalry began to emerge, one that would become a major cause of World War I. At the dawn of the 20th century, Britain stood at the center of the world's economy. Its factories produced goods for global markets, its ships carried international trade, and its colonies supplied the raw materials that fueled an industrial empire unlike any before it. People often said, "The sun never sets on the British Empire." This was more than a famous expression. Because Britain's territories stretched across every major time zone, daylight was always shining somewhere within the empire. Yet Britain's position was no longer completely secure. Germany's rapid industrial growth allowed it to build a modern navy capable of challenging British dominance. The race to control the seas intensified, increasing distrust between the two nations and bringing Europe closer to conflict. Britain remained the world's greatest empire, but Europe itself was becoming increasingly unstable. Industrial competition, military expansion, and political rivalries were reshaping international relations. Behind the appearance of peace, the foundations of a global war were already taking shape. The British Empire reached heights no nation had ever achieved. But history teaches us that every great power eventually faces new challenges. In our next episode, we travel to a newly unified Germany to discover how its astonishing rise transformed Europe and why it became one of the key forces behind the First World War.